Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. We call it That's Life. I'm your host, Chase Majerus. Man, this is already starting to sound like This Week Today. How do I make it sound more normal? I don't know. Anyway, I'm Chase. We got Greg in the studio. It's our final episode of 2019. We're going to call this the 2019 Wrapped, since you guys all love Spotify, and we do too. I use Spotify. 2019 Wrapped and 2020 Vision. So there you go. We're obviously talking about how the 2019 went, what happened in 2019, and what we're looking forward to and what might happen in the future in 2020 when we got that 2020 Vision, dog. But before we do that, I want to cut it over to our most recent and last episode of 2019 of This Week Today, because things will be changing over there in 2020. So let's check it out. If you haven't yet begun to think about next year's outlook because you finally got used to writing 2019 on your dates, have no fear. We're going to give you the lowdown on what Housing Wire and Forbes have to say about the trends to be on the lookout for in 2020, starting with, of course, mortgage rates. There is emerging consensus that rates will remain low and maybe even go lower, despite the fact that there are hushed tones of raising inflation, which could raise rates. Another forecast for 2020 involves those darn home prices. With housing inventory already limited and part one of the millennial wave who will continue to drive the home buyer bus, house prices will remain in that slow rise over the next year. It also doesn't help that some news outlets are betting that boomers will continue to stay put in their home and hold up all that inventory. Also, mortgage brokers, get used to them, because in the current climate and in 2020, they're going to continue to expand. If rates rise, though, we will see if they will be able to hold the ground that they've already gained. Lastly, the real estate and mortgage industry could finally see some major fintech implementation in 2020. That's great news for younger buyers and bad news for Hammermill and Dunder Mifflin. But with every good news, everyone, there's always caveats. Fintech giants will only widen the gap between the forefront of tech and the need for basic clerical jobs. But it does open an interesting niche or whatever for higher skilled jobs and positions that require higher levels of human interaction. That's you, loan officers. Interact like a human. Okay, wasn't that hilarious? Yeah, I know. It's because I'm trying to write it like stand up now. Aren't I so funny? No, not really. Anyway, we got Greg in the studio. Greg. There he is.
What's up?
Hey, welcome back, Greg.
Thanks.
So today we're going to be talking about 2019, and I kind of wanted to start with, like, what were the strangest headlines in 2019? Like, let's dive down that one. I'm gonna ask you your opinion on some of these because they're fucking weird.
Yeah.
Now,
I was reading through some of these and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. So Greg and I obviously did a substantial amount of research before, because we had to figure out what was the weirdest ones, and we didn't want it to be so catered toward like the most recent part of 2019, but to be honest, the weirdest stuff did happen in like the latter months of 2019, like really weird shit. Mm-hmm. First one being, I'm just going to read the headline for you guys. CNN wrote an article that said, thousands of penis fish washed up on a California beach. Thousands of penis fish washed up on a California beach. Is that what what is that? Is that what they're calling fish now? They're just called penis fish?
That beach is now considered a nude beach. The strangest thing I thought about that article was that apparently in like Japan or Korea, I think it said, those are considered like a delicacy. They eat those things.
Shut up.
Yeah. And
I don't remember seeing that. Let me look.
Yeah, I guess in order to feed too, they like send out like a mucus web that catches food and then they suck it back in. I was like, what is that?
Oh my God,
I've
dude.
never heard of this before.
When evolution was going down and these things started to become something that could like have some longevity along the animal timeline, at what point did the fish look at themselves and they were like, fuck, Why do they have sharks and then penis fish? Like,
Yeah.
why
I
can't
don't
we
get
look
it.
like that? You're right, by the way, Greg. There's no need for fat innkeeper worms to come up to the surface where otters, gulls, and humans could prey on them. And it says after humans, they're salty, a South Korean delicacy. Yeah, they're salty. They're from the fucking ocean. They're really fresh. They're super duper fresh. They're a little bit sweaty. Yeah, they're actually a type of worm, though, by the way. A sea worm, if you will. I don't remember seeing that in SpongeBob.
It was the one in the cave.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big one.
Yeah, it was big, long, pink, or whatever. So why did they end up on the beach? Greg, do you remember why they ended up on the beach?
So, yeah, they just had a big, bad storm. And I guess there were like winds up to 45 miles per hour and just a ton of rain. And I guess that was enough to just knock them loose because they burrowed down in the sand.
Right.
And I guess they just got knocked loose by the storm, and then they just all washed up, thousands of them on this beach. I mean, you can hardly see the sand anymore.
Yeah,
There's so many penis fish everywhere.
If you've seen the fish of like the one penis fish, or the worm, excuse me, you can see that it looks like a penis for sure. But if you look at the photo of what the beach looked like, it's chaos.
It's pretty incredible, yeah.
It's something. It's something. Oh, God. Anyway, we found that one pretty weird. So we're going to move on to the next one. The next one that we found, and this, by the way, it makes it really easy that Huffington Post, which I don't find like as a reputable news source per se, but they have some good stuff. And they have a section literally called Weird News, so it made it really easy for us at one point to like get through the funny stuff. HuffPost wrote, "Man sticks cannabis in his nose and forgets about it for 18 years."
I read about this when it came out.
What was your initial reaction to this one, Greg?
Well, first, I thought it was genius what he did because he was going to jail.
Yeah.
You know, he needed to probably relax in his cell.
Yeah,
but,
it's true. It's true. Yeah, he was like, dude, if I got nothing else, I hope to smoke weed myself because this is boring.
But the fact that he forgot about it.
I know.
For 18 years.
Well, the thing says, if you read right after, the patient snorted a cannabis-filled balloon before going into prison and thought he swallowed it. So he was just like, well, at some point I must have ingested the balloon with the weed in it and then just passed it at some other point. But no. What ended up happening is that, let me see, you know what? The short of it is that he got massive headaches. He had like massive, massive headaches. And he was like, I can't figure out why I'm getting all these headaches, doc. Like, what is wrong with me? Well, turns out that like, that balloon had lodged itself into a part of it like behind his eye where like it was just like causing all this pressure to build and it was giving him a gnarly headache where the weed would not help, obviously.
Yeah, do the opposite.
Yeah, so when the surgeons went in for a closer look, they ended up removing what the report described as, quote, a rubber capsule containing degenerate vegetable plant matter.
Which is the first time I've ever heard that.
I know.
Degenerate plant matter. Like what?
Degenerate plant matter is the name of a really good like stoner metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was
Or
interesting.
some kind of like animated TV series or something.
It's actually the next episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah. There you go.
Here's another one now I wanted to talk about. This one was surrounding my birthday, and I followed it right up until my birthday when it actually happened. But dozens of people gather at Area 51 gate, but no aliens yet. So yeah, if you guys remember this, at some point there was like an Area 51, Storm Area 51, all right? And it was supposed to be on my birthday, which is September 21st. I'm pretty sure that was the date. But obviously no one actually like stormed Area 51 because they will cap you. This is the government we're talking about. So yeah, they were gonna do this alien con thing or alien stock, which the guy who decided to pull out, or originally came with the idea, decided to pull out because he thought it was going to be like Fire Festival, but aliens. And less dick sucking, probably, for water. Yeah, so these people went to Nevada. 75 people arrived early Friday at a gate at one secret Area 51 military base in Nevada, at the time appointed by an internet hoaxer to, quote, storm the facility to see space aliens. I like how they had to specify space aliens. Like,
Yeah.
to specify, they wanted to see illegal aliens. They wanted to see people coming in from Canada and Mexico, obviously. Yeah, dude. So there really is there's no hot take other than that's really fucking stupid. And
Yeah, I mean, this was a bunch of people, talking a whole lot of shit about like all this kind of stuff that they were gonna do, and then nothing ended up happening.
yeah, exactly.
Like people literally just camped out in the desert for like a night or two, and then
they were like, hey, they didn't show us aliens.
yeah, it's like, what, do you think they were gonna bring them out?
Yeah. Okay, they came. Let's at least show them something.
It's like,
Come
welcome
on.
to Area 51 show and tell.
Yeah. It's like MTV Cribs, but Area 51. Hey, what's up, dog? Welcome to my crib. And they get to the alien bedroom. They're like, this is where all the magic happens. This is where all the weird alien shit goes down. Probing's for real, man.
Oh yeah.
We'll probe. Speaking of aliens, let's bring it to a local man here in San Diego. And by local man, I mean Mr. One Thomas DeLonge. One of my favorite lead singers, one of my favorite musicians in the world. Thanks to homeboy Tom DeLonge, who's the lead singer of Blink-182 and works with the government and stuff, the Navy confirmed that UFO videos that he posted were in fact real and show unidentified aerial phenomena, which basically just means UFOs. Yeah. Greg, what's your hot take on this? Because this one was really interesting considering he's been singing about aliens for fucking years.
Yeah, I mean, since I've lived in Arizona and also now Nevada, I've heard about all kinds of alien, encounters and UFO sightings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The craziest one, though, is that one like pill-shaped ship that they saw when I believe the Air Force, they were doing a flying, some kind of like simulation. They found like a pill-shaped spaceship, pretty much.
Oh, yeah,
that was like above the ocean.
And it was like zooming.
It would, yeah. Well, like it was still, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared and showed up like at this zone that they were supposed to be at. And so, like, I mean, I've heard so many crazy things from so many documentaries and so many different people who I've actually talked to in real life. It's like, it's crazy, like what people have heard and seen, and like,
And
I mean,
what they choose to believe, and just kidding.
yeah, and sometimes the footage that you see though is sometimes hard to like discredit it, because it's like, what is that?
Yeah, it's hard. It's becoming increasingly harder for me to. And I agree with you, but it's coming increasingly harder to like be like, yeah, that's totally for real. When I know how fake some things are. I mean, Joe Rogan, for instance, had that video where he was talking from. Someone had taken his voice and made it sound like he invested into a team of chimps or something like that. I've invested money into a team of chimps to play fucking hockey and eat elk meat, and it's like, yeah, that sounds like him. And then they added in like him actually saying it, and with like it made it look like him. It was total deep fake, but it's not real. And so it's hard for me to like watch this and be like, dude, that's for real. I mean, the Navy says it's real. I think that's dope. I want aliens to exist. Trust me, Tom. I'm on your side, bro. We're here in San Diego, like. But I don't know. It's just hard for me to like. So what? They said they're real. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
It still doesn't. It doesn't mean anything other than like. Yeah, we just don't know what it was. Still weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Enough about aliens.
We'll see him in 2020.
We'll see them in 2020. Yeah, they're coming. Come on, we all know why. This one was just plain funny. This happened just recently. Nobody knows why there are pigeons in cowboy hats roaming Las Vegas. Greg, can you tell me about this?
I've been looking for them. I haven't seen any. I saw this article last month. I've been looking around for them. I don't know if this is like on the actual strip or if this is on like Fremont Street in like
pigeons,
but I'm looking for them. And when I find one, I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna bring it to the show and we're gonna show it. But I've seen these pictures of these little pigeons
with the
their
little hats on. Yeah,
Dude, it's like one of the funniest things ever. And like, it's so funny because they're trying to figure out whether this is animal cruelty or if this is just like
hell
kind of a
no,
funny
partner.
to laugh at.
These
like
pigeons are just trying to. You know what? Here's a couple. My first comment is obviously the pigeons are just getting ready for Midland to come to town. Popular country band Midland. You may have heard of them. They were coming to Las Vegas. They just want to put their hats on, man. Going to the honky tonk show.
Yeah. There's been a lot of bull riding competitions and rodeos recently, and so they're all getting in the spirit of the rodeo.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny.
My questions are, who has the time to go and find these pigeons and then make little fucking hats for them and put them on?
Well, my question is, how do you catch a pigeon?
They're pretty dumb. I mean,
they are, but like, in broad daylight, if you're walking up to a pigeon, like, it's gonna fly away from you.
Yeah. And
so I wonder, like, what this guy's process is.
I don't know.
Whether he has cages or something.
Does he have his own? Yeah, maybe he's just releasing his own pigeons to just fly around with hats and set a new trend. He's like, no, that's my gang. That's
this is my way of tagging my
yeah,
my
exactly.
own pigeon.
I can tell where they are if I see a hat. And I can tell where they've been if other pigeons have started buying their own cowboy hats.
Maybe it's like Futurama when the professor puts the hat on the monkey and it can talk now.
Oh my
maybe
God.
he's creating a super race of pigeons
that can talk and go to Mars University.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If any of you listeners know what we're talking about with that reference,
we love you.
We love you. Keep listening. Oh man! And my other question is, my last question before we move on. Where the fuck are these pigeons coming from? Greg, you live in Vegas, bro. Where are pigeons coming from where pigeons are like, you know what? I gotta head east. I'm going to Vegas, baby. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Mean, there are so many people out here who just, throw their food on the street, on the strip and everything, that they got plenty to eat.
I guess
like
that's true, yeah.
There,
at some point, one pigeon made its way here and was like, there's so much to eat.
Yep. Yeah, we got buffets in the casino, and they got a buffet on the street. So they got all kinds of beer cans to drink out of.
Oh, man. They're living it up, dude. They're gambling. They're doing a little pigeon gambling.
Oh, yeah. These are the bougiest pigeons you could find.
They're well fed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, here's another recent one. A woman, a banana, and a $120,000 question about what life is worth. If you haven't heard of this one, just be prepared to be super bummed out at your life.
Mm-hmm.
A college student in a viral picture from Art Basel has maxed out the annual limit on her health insurance because of chemotherapy treatment for blood cancer. Has nothing to do with this. I just read something on the page. But no. There was a banana taped to a wall for an art exhibition, and it sold for $120,000. We didn't talk about this, Greg, but since then, that banana has been eaten, by the way.
That was eaten literally at the exhibit.
Yeah.
The guy literally took it off the wall and ate it right in front of the wall that it was on. And he called it a performance.
I just... like $120,000.
Mm-hmm.
I could have taken a banana. And you know how people always go, I could have taken a paintbrush and painted downward.
With my recent investing in stocks and everything, I have taped a banana to my wall, and I'm hoping it appreciates in a couple of days.
Dude, how bummed does that make you feel, though? I make X amount of dollars to create video content and make stuff for companies to use for marketing and blah, 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 and I do not get paid $120,000 for one video, let alone any other artwork, you know what I mean? That would be like me taking a photo of this thing and being like $120,000. You can buy it for that. Mm-hmm. That's just a bummer. This isn't supposed to be funny. This is supposed to make you feel bad.
That article, actually, what you read about the girl who was in debt from her cancer bills, the reason for that article was to show the kind of just the difference between what people pay so much money for, and then like what people pay to actually just stay alive. And her point was that if somebody was willing to pay $120,000 for a banana stuck to a wall, that somebody would help her pay for her bills. And so now they've started, I believe they started like a GoFundMe or something like that.
They did. You're right.
To.
You're right. No,
yeah.
no, they have. Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. Like this whole art exhibit, about the banana, it just reminded me of what Banksy did when he sold his artwork and then shredded it right after it sold.
Got him.
In that frame, like that in itself was one of my favorite moments. Like I loved that.
It was
the fact that he did that.
Art.
C'est magnifique. It was beautiful. I loved it.
Dude, yeah, that was hardcore.
This guy buying $120,000 banana, and then just eating it. It's just so stupid.
I hate art sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to get to the last news article before
this one's my favorite.
I would say Greg and I kind of decided that this article was the strangest thing that happened in news all year long. And again, it was very recent. Wellness fanatic claims that you can absorb creativity by sunning your rear end. And in layman's term, you get naked, butt naked, all the clothes come off, and then you tan your butthole. That's it. You tan your butthole. Yeah.
And
perennial sunbathing.
Whoever's listening to this too, if you haven't seen the picture of this woman doing it, it is so absolutely hilarious.
It's really, really.
She's literally laying on her back, grabbing her ankles.
Yeah, she's grabbing her feet. Yeah, and she's
wide open.
Yeah, she is. It's a gynecology exam. Dude,
I'm gonna try this.
You know what? I was gonna ask you. Would you try this?
Oh, I'm going to. I'll report back. This is gonna be my 2020 resolution.
Full disclosure. I would totally try this once. Mm-hmm. I would try it one time. I don't know where I would be able to comfortably do this. You know what I mean? I don't have a backyard, and I wouldn't just go to the beach and shoot. Maybe we could go to Penis Beach.
That's what I was gonna say. You could go to Penis Beach. We need to find a butt beach though.
Yeah, we need a butt. Now we need to find Man of War that resembles a butt, and then we go there. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want to get.
Can you absorb creativity through your butt? What do you think?
Yeah, a lot of weird shit's going. I think a lot of weird shit's going through my head when I'm sunning my butthole, I imagine. So
yeah,
I don't know where my brain could go while I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever done.
Right.
If anything, it could be one of the best stand-up bits I have in a while. So
that is true.
Now we know. All right. That was our little segment for the weirdest news stories. If you guys have any other weird news stories out there that happened that we didn't get to talk about, send them in, dude. We'll talk about it in the comment section of whatever social media platform you see this on. We will. I'll be there. Now I want to move on to this is like an opinion piece, really. These are just questions about Greg. Let's just start. First question, right here. Right, ready? What were your favorite 2 songs? And I said 2 songs, by the way, because it's hard choosing one, and you're always like, well, was it I really like this song, but I really like this song. So I gave you 2. What 2 songs did you like in 2019 that came out in 2019?
Well, I'm gonna cheat.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pick an album, actually. Just one album. It's a recent album too.
Okay.
But if anybody is a fan of old school rap and hip hop, Gang Starr actually just came out with an album. 9 years ago, Guru, one of the guys in Gang Starr, he ended up passing away.
Right.
He had a falling out with their old DJ, but the new DJ had a bunch of recordings of his. They ended up making a new album with a bunch of new artists on there as well, like J. Cole, Q-Tip, all kinds of stuff. So it just came out. There. Dude, it's a really good album.
Yeah, that J. Cole song is dope.
Yeah, and they took the recordings that Guru made with his other DJ, and his old DJ bought them and put them in a new Gang Starr album. So,
album's
even
called one of the best yet, by the way.
Yep, one of the best yet. So, I highly recommend that. It's a really good one if you really like the old school kind of rap and hip hop. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorites this year was that album.
I'm there with you, dog. I totally agree. That was actually a really good album. My favorite 2 songs, obviously one of them is by 311.
Yep.
Whoa. They came out with a new album this year called
Voyager.
Thank you. Sorry, there's like 12 albums.
That literally was my second album of the year.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
But they came out with an album called Voyager, and there's a song on there called Rolling Through, and it's pretty tight, bro. I love that song. It's a really good song. In fact, I love it so much that it didn't even make my top 5 on my Spotify Wrapped because I didn't want to overplay it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I love that song. Seriously, I thought about every time it came on, I was like, nope, I don't want to play it yet. And then I'd be like, I want to hear it, you know? But I waited. My other favorite song was Wish by Denzel Curry, who also came out with a new album. That was my most listened to song on Spotify. I love that song. Dude, Denzel Curry, that album was
great, yeah.
Fucking great, yeah. All right. Now, favorite movie. Now, I'm going to name like a bunch of movies. Just to kind of get people like who are listening going. So here's some movies that came out this year that were worthy of being like, it was my favorite movie of the year. Avengers Endgame, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Toy Story 4, The Irishman, Spider-Man Far From Home, Booksmart, Ad Astra, Rocketman, Midsummer, Dolomite Is My Name, The King, Us, which was fucking crazy. Captain Marvel, Parasite, which I haven't seen yet, and same with Joker.
Same. I gotta see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
You haven't seen Joker yet?
No, dude. Everyone keeps telling. I know. I only didn't see it because my girlfriend hates movies that are intense. So I haven't found the time to go see a movie by myself.
Yeah, she probably won't like that.
No, she won't. No, I know for a fact she won't like that. Knives Out, dope. Marriage Story, new one on Netflix. A lot of good memes. Ford v Ferrari, that was dope. Little Women hasn't come out yet, but Little Women will come out, and by the time this comes out, I'm curious to know what everyone's decision is on that. And then, of course, Jojo Rabbit. Greg, favorite movie? You only get to name one. What was your favorite movie this year?
Man, that's such a hard decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really pick between 2 of them. I have to say The Joker. I enjoyed that movie so much.
You did. Like, you told me. You texted me during.
And after.
And after,
I absolutely loved that movie. I thought, his acting in that movie and the way they wrote it and Phoenix, just the story itself, I mean, it was so freaking good.
Yeah.
And, a close second to that would be Endgame. I mean,
it was fucking wild, dude. That shit was crazy. Yeah, I get it.
When I saw it, I literally saw it by myself twice, and I cried both times.
I feel you. Yeah, no, I cried hard.
I had little kids like looking at me really weird in the movie theater, like shut up.
It was fucking sad, man.
But yeah, I mean, those 2 movies, honestly, like I could watch those 2 movies over and over and over and over again.
Man. I get it. I totally get it.
And never get old of it.
One that I forgot to mention, did Bohemian Rhapsody come out this year? Or was that? Yeah, that was this year. Yeah,
that was this year.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I forgot to add that to the list. That was a good movie, but I don't. I like Queen a lot, but I like I like Benny and the Jets more, dude. I like Elton John a lot more, actually. Elton John's one of my. He's in the top 5 of the classic rock. And surprisingly, it's not my choice. I liked Taron Egerton or whatever his name is, but I don't know. I don't know why I didn't like it as much as I thought I would like it. I went in there like, yeah, dude, they're going to do the music. It's going to be sick. And then I was like, I left not going, I wasn't like, that wasn't that good. I was just like, yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, totally. My favorite was Ad Astra. I don't know if you guys have seen Ad Astra. It's the one with Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones. It's like has that Blade Runner feel, which is a movie that I think is the most underrated movie of the decade. Blade Runner 2049. It just went over everyone's head. It's
And
not
when did that come out? Last year?
I
2018?
think two years ago,
2 years ago?
2017.
Right.
Do you have any info on that? Yeah, it had to have been like 2 years ago. But Ryan, the Gauze, first of all, I love the Gauze. But dude, that movie was just like, it was so full of great thematic, cinematic, blah 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 elements, dude. Like it was littered with like so much great symbolism, and dude, I loved it. Anyway, that was for the movies. Now I want you to decide on the best TV show of the year. And I'll tell you right off the bat what my favorite TV show of the year was. It was Mr. Robot. It's not done yet. It's going to be done this Sunday. Mr. Robot is the most underrated show of all time, dude. People who watch Mr. Robot, like if you go on Reddit, like that shit is wild, the theories that come out of that place. But that's because the people who watch it are like, dude, this is the craziest. How do people not like this, or how do more people not like it? It's some of the best television I've ever seen, dude. It's fucking gripping. Sam Esmail is amazing, and Remy Malek is like one piece of this great puzzle of
he's
acting.
incredible.
Yeah, dude. I love that show, which is hard because I really liked the new series on HBO, The Watchmen. That just ended. Fuck, that was good. But Greg, I want to know what your favorite was this year. What was your favorite TV show of the year?
Mr. Robot's great. I'm behind. But you got me started on that, actually, on Mr. Robot.
Good.
So thank you.
Yeah.
But my favorite, personally, probably had to be Mindhunter.
I knew you were going to say that. Oh, it was so good, though, too. Yeah.
I know. I loved it so much. Like, I was so addicted even after, like, the first couple episodes. I was like, oh, my God, we got to keep watching this. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just like right up my alley. I freaking love it.
Dude, it's
like
gripping.
It's so
TV.
gripping
Yeah.
and just, I mean, so suspenseful and
so
I mean, it's just incredible.
Everyone
I mean, the
is
acting
great.
in it.
Yeah, everyone is great.
All of the acting in it is amazing, and
Yeah.
just the story of it and the way that they
I love
film
the
it.
cinematography.
Like, it's
Yeah, the
just so good.
cinematography is so dope. Yeah. Okay, cool. Glad that I knew you were gonna pick that one. I thought in my brain. I wrote out a list of some for Greg and I just to be aware of, and I put Mindhunter, and I was like, should I keep going? And I did.
Yep. And you know what? I actually told my mom about Mindhunter, and as soon as I told her about it, she went and watched the first couple episodes and immediately texted me back and was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah,
like,
dude. It's, yeah.
Yeah, so she's addicted too.
Yeah. Notice how I didn't say Rick and Morty or The Mandalorian, by the way.
Yes.
Not
the
that that's
Mandalorian
bad.
is really good, though.
It's really good, but I haven't watched The Crown, so I can't say that. I haven't watched Fleabag, so I can't say that, although I imagine I would like both of them a lot. I just only have so much time in the day.
Yeah.
Greg, what is one change that you would make to your lifestyle that would give you a little bit more peace for 2020?
Probably adding meditation. I used to do meditation for a while, which, like, a big theme of 2019 was, like, people going to therapy.
It was.
A lot of people working on themselves, like, via therapy and, like, you know, doing all kinds of healthy life process things. And I think, like, that's something that would probably just chill me out, make me a little bit less stressful all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's
because I actually used to meditate. Yeah, I used to meditate, like, a little bit. I used to hike up Mount Diablo in the Bay Area all the time. And we kind of like
Bay Area.
Yeah, and kind of meditate up there sometimes. And, like, really, it's really helpful to just kind of clear your mind. And so that's probably what I'm going to start doing and, you know, kind of relieve some stress over the time.
Good on you, mate. I like that.
Thanks.
I'm going to be on my phone less and read more books. I have a Kindle, so that's going to be, like, not really a phone, but it's like...
Well, I'm going to send you a book because I got one for you.
What is it?
It's the Rhett and Link's book.
Oh, yeah. The Creek? What?
Yep. Lost Causes of Bleak Creek.
Bleak Creek. Yeah.
If none of our listeners know about it, go and buy it. It's amazing. It's
getting a lot of really
Target.
Good reviews.
Yeah, it's at Target, Barnes and Noble. I think it was number 7 on the New York Times bestsellers list. So I mean, their first book was on the New York Times bestsellers list when they made that 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
This one's a novel though, so it's a fiction novel, and it's pretty much about. It has a lot of influence from their earlier days when they were, you know, kids growing up in North Carolina. but it's a great book. It's kind of like a murder mystery kind of a thing, about these kids who go to this boarding school, and it's amazing. So I'm going to send you that, but all of our listeners who are interested in kind of like mystery crime stuff like that, it's really, really good. So
Dude,
I
I'm
definitely
adding that to the
recommend.
list. My goal is to read like at least a book a month. Like I legitimately want to have 12 books done. But that's like the minimum. I don't want to aim for the minimum. I want to aim for like fucking more than that. So
Yeah.
right now I'm reading, for those who give a shit, I'm reading If These Walls Could Talk. It's by Oakland A's broadcaster Ken Corrick. I should know how to pronounce his last name.
That's a good book.
Yeah, and by Susan Slusser. She's rad. They're both rad. But it's just like stories about the Oakland A's and stuff that you'd want to know if you were an A's fan. It's rad. Greg, what kind of concert or show would you like to see in 2019?
This is going to be okay. I'm only saying this because we've had these tickets for so goddamn long.
Oh my, Ozzy Osbourne?
Ozzy
Dude,
fucking
oh my
Osbourne,
god, I know,
we've
dude.
had this ticket since July, or no, but well before that, because we were supposed to see him
We were
in
supposed
July.
to see him in July, yeah.
And we still haven't seen him yet. And we're supposed to see him in July, I believe, or August of 2020.
When were we originally supposed to, like, what was the original date?
It was July 20th, I believe, 2018.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like a year and a half ago.
And he broke his hand or something, right? And then he got, like, infected?
He had an infection in his thumb, in his hand, so he had to get that fixed. Then he fell and broke, like, a vertebrae in his neck or something. So he's getting banged up, but he's still going on tours and stuff. I mean, he canceled a bunch of dates, but then he's going back on his. Yeah, he made that new song with Posty.
Yeah, he's still kicking somehow, but you're right. I'd like to see Ozzy finally.
Yeah, I only say that just because we've had those tickets for so freaking long.
Yeah, for real. Mine would be if Red Hot Chili Peppers goes on tour again. I'd really like to see them now that John Frisch. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm a terrible I love Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I'm a terrible fan. I don't remember how to pronounce his last name. But the original crew is back together. Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'd really like to see them live. That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna skip a few of these questions because we're starting to run out of time. But unexpected obstacle this year, Greg. And how did you deal with it?
Unexpected obstacle. I mean, it'd probably have to be just living in Laughlin. When I moved to Laughlin, Nevada, I mean, it was like it was like moving to another planet. Like I literally moved I moved to Mars. And
dude, one time I visited you, I was like,
the inhabitants there on that planet are a little different. So
sorry, Laughlin, we love you guys, but
yeah, I think that was something that also, it was a big promotion for me. So it was, that was just an obstacle in itself of moving to a completely new place and also having a completely new team and a completely new store that I was now in charge of, and having to learn as I went. But gladly it went really, really well. So
yeah.
This year was a lot of change, but that was definitely something that I had to overcome.
You took that one in stride, dude, and I commend you for that, especially from getting to Laughlin to Vegas, which is, there's a lot of movement,
Yeah. I moved back to Earth.
Yeah, but you're in civilization.
Yeah.
My unexpected obstacle this year was that fucking panic attack. You obviously don't know the story, but I had not like a crazy panic attack where I was like on the verge of thinking I was dying. But, you always have that moment of fear when you are having a panic attack that you might die. I wasn't dying. They did the whole EKG thing, and they were like, yeah, you're a young, healthy dude. I don't see anything. You're just freaking yourself out, which kind of was a dick move, but thank you. I had a panic attack in August. I think it was somewhere between being in 120 degree heat. I was filming a show for a show retiring right out there, and legitimately 120 degrees, like unbelievably hot in Palm Springs, and we were working all day, and it was hot. And on the final day, it was like a 3-day shoot or something like that. A final day, me and my buddy who were filming went to a casino and had some drinks and gambled some money, of course, where we are idiots. And like the mixture of like not giving yourself water and nutrients and drinking, which is only dehydrates you even further, caused me to have like a panic attack when I got back to the hotel room and like kind of fell asleep for a little bit. I woke up and just like full panic mode, feeling like absolute dog shit. It was scary as hell, dude. Never happened to me before in my life. I've always been of the assumption, to be completely honest, like I know I can deal with anything. You know what I mean? Like I am healthy. I'm a healthy person. I eat healthy. I like to work out. I take care of my mental stability and what that means to me, my mental health. But I just didn't like. I don't know. I kind of maybe fell for a minute on it, and it caused me to have this panic attack that like totally reshaped the way that I went about my life. I got a lot of really great advice from a lot of really great people too. So if you're somebody who's been like going through that weird space in your life where you are feeling the anxiety or the panic or the whatever that might happen again, or you're just having anxiety, dude, listen to what Greg just said. Start meditating. I started meditating, and it changed how I sleep, for one. Holy shit. I felt so much better. Like, so much better. But two, just, like, be aware that you're not forever going to be 18 or 20 or even 22. You know, like, when you're my age, when you're 26, like, alcohol hits. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It does. And that's okay. You're not supposed to be indestructible. You don't want to be indestructible. There's much more to life than just getting hammered all the time. But you already know that. So I want to do one last thing because oh, sorry, not to cut. You want to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna add like it you know, a lot of people they look at therapy as like, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, I did
like,
too. I did too.
Yeah,
totally.
I mean everybody did, you know, but like this year was a year that everybody kind of came out and was like, no, like there's nothing wrong with me. I just go to therapy because it makes me feel better.
Right.
Literally.
What's wrong with feeling better?
If you sit down for 5 to 10 minutes and just breathe, literally that is one of the best things for you to do.
Dude,
literally like just breathing like and focusing on your breath can literally help so much of your anxiety, so much of your stress. It just like washes it away.
Dude, it's so tight. It really is.
Literally just breathe.
Yeah, I love it. I can't even lie how much I love it. I go to bed at night now, and if I'm not reading, I'll just like put my AirPods in. Not these guys. My AirPods. And I have the Calm app, and I'll just throw one of those bad boys on. Breathing exercise while one of the great instructors walks me through it. Greg, I want to do something off script, though. I kind of threw you a curveball where we were going to play a game, but we're not playing a game, Greg.
Okay.
We are playing a game, but it's a Mad Lib.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday, the House of Representatives voted to impeach the one and only Donald something Trump. And man, he's been in the news a lot. And you know what?
Yep.
A lot of politics is low-hanging fruit. So what I'm going to do right now is get some low-hanging fruit, to be honest. I took 5 of his tweets. We don't have to do all 5 because I don't want this to take forever. But I took 5 of his tweets, and I want to end this episode with doing some Mad Libs on tweets that he already wrote. But you, Greg, are going to give me the adjectives, the verbs, the noun stuff, and we're going to reread them.
Awesome.
All right, so the first one, Greg. Give me an adjective.
Slimy.
Give me a verb.
Kicked. Or kick.
Noun.
Pumpkin.
All right, I have to retype in pumpkin. I need a place now. Give me a place.
Let's do South Korea, because that's where they like to eat those penis fish.
Verb.
Yeeted.
Ready?
Yep.
The original tweet says, Dems impeachment. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do it in my voice. Dems impeachment for innocent conduct is intended to obstruct the below investigations of Obama-era corruption. Billions of laundered money, billions mostly U.S. money, widely misused. Extortion, bribery, DNC collusion with Ukraine to destroy candidate Trump. Much more to come. What Greg decided he should write, or should have written, was, Dems impeachment for slimy conduct is intended to kick the below investigations of Obama-era corruptions. Billions of laundered pumpkins. Billions, mostly U.S. pumpkins, widely misused. Extortion, bribery, DNC collusion with South Korea to yeet candidate Trump. Much more to come.
Trump get yeeted.
Oh, DNC collusion with South Korea to yeet candidate Trump, dude. Oh my God. Okay.
That's great.
I got another one. Plural noun.
Plural noun?
Yeah.
Let's see, clowns.
Adjective ending in est.
Brightest.
Plural noun.
Monkeys.
Verb ending in ing.
Butthole sunbathing.
Oh my God, dude. Adjective.
Clean.
Holy shit. Here's the original. Read the transcripts. The impeachment hoax is the greatest con job in the history of American politics. The fake news media and their partner, the Democratic Party, or the Democrat Party. He wrote the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party are working overtime to make life for the United Republican Party and all it stands for as difficult as possible. What Trump should have tweeted, according to Greg Leach, raid the clowns. The impeachment hoax is the brightest con job in the history of... Oh, I missed one. Give me a place. I'll write South Korea again.
White Castle.
Oh, okay, White Castle. The impeachment hoax is the brightest con job in the history of White Castle politics. The fake news media and their partner, the monkeys, are butthole sunbathing over time to make life for the United Republican Party and all it stands for as clean as possible.
Oh man, dude, we should create an account where we just do this.
I know, for real.
To all of the presidential tweets going forward. I know. It's hilarious.
I know. I'll do one more short one, and then we're gonna leave. All right, give me a verb.
Golfed.
Noun.
Casino.
Another noun.
Buffet.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is so weird. Impeachment poll numbers are starting to drop like a rock now that people are understanding better understanding what this whole Democrat scam is about. Greg says that he should have tweeted, impeachment poll numbers are starting to golf like a casino now that people are understanding better what this whole Democrat buffet is all about. Thank you, Greg.
Golfing like a casino.
Golf like a casino. You're golfing like a casino, man.
Yeah, winning that money.
All right, that's all for now. Thank you guys for sticking around with us for so long. My name is Chase Majerus. Gregory Leach, thank you for joining again as the co-host of all co-hosts. Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I don't even need to say it anymore, do I? No. We'll see you guys in the next episode and in 2020.